All right. Hi, Maggie. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing okay today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something going on that you're wanting to talk about today?
Um, well, I guess what's been going on for me lately is that my partner told me that if I um don't stop drinking or start drinking less, that our relationship isn't going to work out, and that's something that I've been kind of working on for a while, but it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. And so I'm really worried that I'm going to lose my relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you what steps are you taking are you taking steps to better that, or what are you doing to stay in that relationship?
Well, um, I mean, I think it's really a positive relationship and I really care about them a lot. Um, and I mean, I think about trying to do better.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess I've taken some steps in terms of like, I think that I drink less, but it still seems to be a problem.
Hmm. Yeah. Are there how are you feeling about your drinking?
I mean, I don't think that it's that big of a deal, but I do see that, it gets in the way sometimes of me, wanting to do the things that I want to do. And uh but I just don't know why he's so upset about it. But I do notice that it's like, a daily thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it impacting other relationships outside of your you and your partner?
No, not really. I don't think anybody else really knows about it.
Okay. Is it something that you're not that you're doing solo, or is it more of like a yeah.
Yeah, mostly
Okay.
just like, at home, trying to wind down, but then, it just gets carried away sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. How's it impacting your life outside of that relationship? So you said a little bit of like it's kind of impacting, but like how is it really like
Hmm.
does it impact,
I
your
mean, it makes it like, um, like sometimes I sleep in, and so I don't like take a shower in the morning before work.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, like, I don't know.
Hmm. That's
Yeah,
it.
so I think that it impacts like, you know, um, I used to exercise in the evening
Yeah.
and I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So instead of exercising, you're just relaxing in a different way, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Does it still feel good to you to like maybe go for a walk or get outside a little bit? Is that still something that feels good?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that does feel good.
Yeah. Um, what kind of steps are you interested in pursuing that you could maybe do in lieu of drinking? So instead of drinking, would you like to walk or something like that? Is that something that you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, that definitely is something that definitely feels good to me. And I have kind of like a nice neighborhood that I can walk around in, and
That's great. That's
yeah.
is that something that like you feel like you could do with your partner to just get like the both of you could get outside instead of being at the house?
Yeah, that's actually a
Yeah.
really good idea. I think that that would be a good way to connect.
Yeah. It can be a really good way and it can actually help you really talk to each other when you're on that walk. Like sometimes walking and talking is more generative for folks. So
Yeah. Yeah, and like, there's not as many distractions, and the TV's not on and stuff like
yeah.
that. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not as much media distraction and you're not looking at your phones all the time or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, is it impacting your work at all? Or you said a little bit like you're not showering before work and maybe Just a little
Yeah, I
tight.
mean, it's not like I'm like a smelly person, you know, it's just that there's
Yeah.
not that like that sharpness, that self-care piece.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, at least, um, I hope that, you know, movement, it seems like moving your body has been helpful for you in the past. And maybe that was like a, you know, and as it gets cold and dark and rainy out, it's harder to go outside.
Yeah.
And it's easier to just lean into a drink. And I get that. I see
Mhm.
that. Um, what do you think? Do you think you and your partner could be like accountability buddies for each other, like keep each other in track on that? Is that something
Yeah,
you think, or maybe a friend or someone else could be like a check person?
yeah,
Of
what
it?
do you mean by that? Like just checking in every day or?
Yeah, not maybe not every day, but like, hey, how's it going? Like just like checking in, or maybe like go for a walk with them. If it's not something that you can do with your partner that day, or you
Mhm.
know, just having someone other than your romantic partner that you're checking in with is probably a good idea too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you can check in with me, but also like I feel like it's good to, you know, have a buddy that you can also, you know, go exercise with, or go get a cup of coffee, or go to a movie or something like that.
yeah, it does kind of seem like, you know, my partner and I are kind of like our each other's only relationship right now. And
Okay.
so, but you know, I have a neighbor, my
Okay.
neighbor, and I have become pretty friendly, and so that feels really doable to me.
Yeah, good. Yeah. A neighbor would be a great person to check in with, because they're right next door, you know, and you can be like, hey, you want to go for a walk, instead of, you know, when you get that like craving to have a drink, or you know, instead of doing that, you could just go for a walk, or get outside, or go chat with them on the porch, you know,
Yeah.
that's another option. Yeah. Yeah. Um, is there anything else you wanted to chat with about today?
No, I feel like that's a good,
All right.
yeah,
Well,
thanks.
thank you for your time. Okay. Stopped.